Hello, and welcome to another House of Bob adventure. Today, we're going to be playing the Alien RPG, created by Free League Publishing and based on the fantastic science fiction horror movies, Alien. We're going to be playing through a short cinematic module written by Free League and called Chariot of the Gods. Chariot is included in the starter set for Alien, includes pre-generated characters, and is supposed to take 4 to 5 hours to play through, so it's a great way to get used to the system. None of us have played before, so it's going to be fun. And if you haven't seen the movies and you don't know what you're about to get into, here's a very important content warning. This is not going to be safe for work. Alien is a science fiction body horror genre movie. You're going to be hearing descriptions of some gross, bloody, and scary alien stuff. There's references to suicide, mutilation, and extreme violence throughout the module. So if that's not your thing, Tales from the Glass-Guarded World is really great, and you should listen to that.
And Alex is probably going to swear a lot.
Alex is going to swear so much.
I'm going to swear a lot, too.
Yeah. Christina is promising to swear so much.
Okay, we're all going to go ham.
That's why we're not allowed on the other feed.
Exactly.
That's why Alex isn't allowed on the other feed. Joining me today are our players. You should probably recognize all their voices, but returning once again for another adventure, please introduce yourselves and maybe give us your character's name.
Hey, I'm Alex. I'm playing Wilson. He's a company agent. He's a very clean-cut, super nice and empathetic guy.
And Cristina?
Hi, Cristina here. I'm playing Cham the Roughneck. I'm loyal to a fault.
And Shubert.
Hello, I'm Shubert. I will be playing Davis, the pilot of the mission, and she's an adrenaline junkie that gets bored very easily and has an unfortunate addiction to the Weyland-Yutani prescription drugs.
It's not unfortunate. You're lucky to be a regular user of such fantastic products.
It's unfortunate because I'm running out.
A little bit more about the game before we get started. The game uses a D6 pool system, similar to Tales from the Loop, if you listen to those other one-shots that we've done. And other Free League games also use this system. Players are going to be rolling skill dice, which is a pool of D6s that represent how proficient their characters are at something, and succeed if any one of those dice come up with a 6. As the adventure progresses, player characters in Alien also become stressed and have to add stress dice to their pool, risking becoming panicked if any of those stress dice roll a 1.
Sounds lovely.
All right. The following is how modules are opened. There's a "What's the story, Mother?" block. What's the story, Mother? You are space truckers on the starfreighter USCSS Montero, running the Gauntlet, the trade route between the Anchor Point station and the frontier. Your ship's cargo hold is packed with dozens of tanks of dangerous tritium gas that is in the process of decaying into an extremely profitable gas, helium-3. Usually cargoes such as these are towed in massive tanker modules that transport much higher concentrations of the gas at a safe distance from a freight hauler. The Montero isn't rated as a commercial towing vehicle, however, and this small run is a special order for a Weyland-Yutani corporate account on Sutter's World, a newly established frontier colony. While the trip so far has been fairly routine, the Montero's sensors developed a glitch before you left Anchor Point and sporadically pinged contact with the sensor reflection before you activated the displacement drive and went faster than light. Your cargo run so far has been without incident. Now, you are just awakening from hypersleep, ready to deliver your goods to the colony of Sutter's World. We see the interior of the Montero. It's a well-used, grimy spaceship. It's been back and forth across the galaxy lots of times. It's got blinking monitors that are just starting to flicker to the life. Through the front window of the cockpit, you can see stars drifting lazily in the distance. In the cryo chamber, this stark white room with plexiglass tubes set up against one wall, they all hiss open. And as they slowly open, we see the 5 crew members of the Montero. Alex, what does Wilson look like?
Wilson's a very clean-cut guy. He's got short, I would say dirty blonde hair, combed very carefully. He's got a very short beard that's very carefully trimmed. He's a clean-cut company man, and he adheres closely to the dress code.
I see. Cristina, what does Cham look like?
Cham's just your regular, construction worker guy. He does have a bit of a mustache. He's got bags under his eyes. He's tired. but he's putting in those hours in to make sure everything runs smooth.
It's cryo-sleep, not beauty sleep, right?
Yeah, exactly. Somehow, even when I'm in cryo-sleep, I've got patches of dirt on me.
You just didn't have a shower before you got in. There's no time.
How many years have you been dirty?
And Shubert, tell us about Leah Davis, the pilot.
So Davis is pretty slender and wiry. You don't get the feeling she's the strongest person. She's got short cropped hair and she's got a cool jacket. She's got a cool like Han Solo type of leather jacket.
Nice. I like that. Alongside the three of you are the other two members of your crew. Rye, Cham's roughneck companion, the other worker who does most of the heavy lifting around the ship, is Kayla Rye. She, even in cryosleep, wore her trucker cap and her flak jacket with tools hanging off of it. She's ready to work already. As you guys are all climbing out of the cryo chamber, she looks already grumpy, already sore about something or other, and impatient to get to work. And your captain, Officer Miller. She is mid-40s, bit of an afro, also has like a no-nonsense sort of attitude about her. And as you all clamber out and begin, stretching and getting the sleep off, what do you think the first thing your character would do after coming out of cryosleep would be?
Well, Wilson would definitely want to take an opportunity to, go to the bathroom and check in the mirror to make sure that he still looks in accordance with, Weyland-Yutani regulation for company employees. It's very important to adhere to the regulations. And probably also, check whether or not his crewmates are within regulation and politely not say anything when none of them are, as usual. But he's polite, so he's not going to say anything. He's just going to
Make a face.
He's got pursed lips about it.
Rye walks past you and says, Wilson, if you say another thing about my non-regulation baseball cap this week, I'm going to lose it.
It's been a lot more than a week, but you got it.
Cham's going to come up to Rye, give him an old pat on the back. Oh, that was some crappy sleep, wasn't it?
Don't even get me started. What about Davis?
I'm going to check if we're headed in the right direction and head up to the cockpit.
All right.
And look at the navigation systems. See that we're actually still going the right way.
Wilson's going to follow you, just to also make sure. It's important to know that things are in order.
All right.
All right. So the two of you and probably Miller.
Give a look over my shoulder and I'm like, can't get these corpos off my back.
So you head your way up to the cockpit and you're looking through the bay windows there. I don't even know what they're called. The windows out to the front of space, and you see drifting stars. You don't see any interstellar bodies or planets nearby anywhere, which is not uncommon or weird, really. Flying through space, start to pull up some of the sensors and some of your navigation controls, and you hail Sutter's World, your destination planet. And you wait, and there's no return ping from their beacon tower.
All right. Davis was looking pretty bored at first, but she kind of perks up when she sees that they haven't hailed back, and she looks to her captain, Miller, and she's like, they're not responding.
Yeah, that's weird. Why don't you, I don't know, check the star charts. I'm going to go talk to Mother, see if we have any transmissions.
Good idea.
And she leaves the cockpit.
All right. So Davis starts checking those star charts, making sure we're actually in the right location because we're not getting a ping back.
Okay. You turn on the navigation computer and you start flipping through its settings, and you keep getting this ping alert that comes up in the top corner of your screen that is reporting an approaching ship. And this is the same malfunction you've been having since you left your departure point. You're swiping that away, and that's kind of just getting in the way of your other windows. And I'm going to get you to make a comm tech roll. Communication technology is a skill that relates to the wits stat. This is like programming, computer usage. Go ahead and give me a roll. Tell us how many dice you're rolling and give me a roll.
You were saying that there was like a glitch that's been happening for a while, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Wilson, you said this glitch thing. That's fine, right? I don't need
Nothing
to worry about that.
It's nothing to worry about. It's a very, very common glitch. The company's aware of it, and they're working very hard to get it corrected. But they've assured me that there's nothing for us to be concerned about. It's user interface only.
All right. Well,
everything should be working as expected.
I mean, do you know your way around this thing? Because
I know my way around company regulations, and I know that the safety of their assets is paramount. So they would not lie or mislead us. If this in any way jeopardized the safety of getting our assets back, they would not have allowed us to fly in this condition.
Cham from the other room goes like, "What? Nobody said you were lying. That's a weird thing to say."
My eyes just glaze over as he's talking about corporate assets. I'm like, but do you know how this computer works? Can you do this?
I know it works exactly as it's intended to.
He's asking if you have ComTech.
Barely.
All right, I take a crack at it. All right, I rolled no successes.
Sorry, how many dice were you rolling?
3.
Okay. So totally up to you. If you fail on a roll, or even if you do succeed, you can push the roll and re-roll anything that's not already a 6.
I am going to push it because I already asked Wilson to do it and he refused. And my captain just left me.
I didn't refuse. I just didn't know how. I would have helped.
Right.
I like to be helpful. It's my job to be helpful.
So I take a stress, right?
You do take a stress, yeah.
And then I re-roll with the added stress
the
die.
added stress die.
Perfect. Nice. I did roll 1.
All right. So you roll your way through the navigation star charts and are able to identify, based on, the position of the stellar bodies around you, where you are. And you are nowhere near Sutter's world. Instead, it appears that you're in deep space between stars.
Oh, shit. We got a problem, guys. Man, we might need the captain for this. We are nowhere near where we need to be. I don't know what went wrong. Like when we punched it in, we were going the right way. So maybe this has something to do with your computers, Wilson?
I mean, I'm not an expert on computers, but I know a lot about star charts. Can I,
do you?
Consult some of our records to see if I can figure something out?
Please.
What's Cham thinking here?
Cham and Rye were just talking in the other room, but I've been also eavesdropping. So definitely seems weird and suspicious.
Rye is just like, lost again. How is it that this happens every time? There's always something, some stupid malfunction.
Yeah, Rye, you know how it is when we're with suits. They don't know what they're talking about half the time. This guy's talking about lying. Nobody was saying anything about lying, and now we're lost in space.
We're just losing precious time now. Driving me nuts. And she storms off to go and work on some part of the ship. She's got a little project that she wants to work on.
I just shout, "Don't worry, we'll get our payday."
At this point, Captain Miller comes back out of Mother's server room. And she announces over the intercom that everybody needs to meet in the galley right away.
Okay. All right. We head on over.
Everybody comes in and gathering around the table, and Miller is just throwing food packets out onto the table. She says, "Make sure you refill your water bottles and get hydrated here. We got some work to do." Mother's picked up a distress call. Some unknown ship out here, and we need to investigate. Company orders. Apparently, it's in the regulations. We have to triangulate the location and trace it back to its source. We might even have to do salvage mission. I don't know, more lost time. Mother pulled us out of FTL for this.
So we're getting paid overtime. Yeah?
We get a percentage of whatever we can salvage, but I was hoping to get home.
I mean, does sound more exciting than a freighting mission. I'll give you that.
Sounds a lot more profitable as well.
Well, I'm glad I haven't had to twist anybody's arm.
What about the cargo, though? I don't know much about chemistry, but I know that it's decomposing as we speak. Is that right?
You know that that's actually kind of the whole point.
Right.
That it decomposing makes it more valuable because it becomes helium.
Is there going to be a point where it becomes valueless or no?
No. As long
Okay.
as you can get it
All
there, you'll get your money.
All right. No problem then. We always got to watch out for space pirates, obviously. This kind of site could have some people sitting by waiting for someone like us to come in and grab stuff. But yeah, I'm all in.
At this point, a klaxon sounds and an alarm light starts to blink on and off. And Mother's voice comes over the intercom. Brace for collision.
Oh boy.
What do you do?
I strap down as best as we can in the galley.
You stabilize yourself against the table for a second and realize that maybe you have a little bit of time. The sensors on your ship do give you a fair amount of warning because, you're traveling through this huge empty space.
Davis then is just going to bolt back to the captain's quarters. I don't think I'm very far.
You run back into the cockpit, you said?
Yeah, and strap in. That's the safest place to be in, probably.
Yeah, is there anything that can be done to minimize any impact? Because I don't want for us to, worry about damaging the cargo or anyone on board for that matter.
You know that the tanks with the tritium in it are secure and safe as long as it's not a really bad collision.
Okay.
But you might be concerned about other materials in the ship, getting dislodged or falling or crashing into other things. So you could check the cargo hold here, is everything secure?
Yeah, I'll take a quick look around at the cargo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll check that things are, strapped down and secure. I mean, we've been in cryo for a while. Just want to make sure that things are the way we left them.
Okay. We'll start with Davis. You strap yourself into the pilot's chair and you look out at all your sensors and all your readouts, and you look out through the window and you see that there's this little dark spot in the stars that is slowly growing as you come closer to it. And Mother announces again, brace for collision. You're going to have to make a piloting check. But this is a hard piloting check. So you're going to get a -2, which means remove 2 dice from your pool.
Oh, okay. So I'm making a piloting check. That's my agility plus my piloting. So that's actually 8 dice.
Plus your stress.
But -2.
Yeah.
I'm assuming right now I'm just trying to avoid this object. But I would like to get a look at this thing and scan it. Because either there's just like a random rock here that the computers didn't sense for some reason, or we're like under attack. So got to figure that out quickly. But right now I will do a barrel roll. Oh no. I rolled a 1 on my stress die.
Oh, geez. All right. Our first panic roll is happening early.
I did roll a 6 as well.
Okay. So you do still succeed. You manage to pull out of the collision course with this object, but you do have to roll a panic check.
Gotcha.
So a panic roll, it happens anytime you roll 1 on your stress dice. You cannot push the skill roll if you fail. You're just taking the results as they are.
Right. Okay.
You are going to roll a d6 and add your current stress level to that number.
Okay. I rolled a 6. Is that good or bad?
It's not great.
I think it's bad.
Your panic represents itself as a nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of any other friendly PC in short range of you increases by 1. So fortunately for Wilson and Cham, they are off checking on other parts of the ship. So your stress goes up to 2, but nobody else's does. And feel free to roleplay nervous twitches whenever you want.
Yeah, I think that totally makes sense for Davis's character. I mean, she gets kind of antsy easily.
Right. And as you roll up closer to this object, you're pulling to the side of it, you realize that it is indeed a derelict ship with no running lights or beacons running.
Oh, no.
But let's jump down to the cargo hold where Cham and Wilson are trying to help Rye keep things under control. As Davis goes into this evasive maneuver, a barrel of material, it's not the dangerous explosive stuff, but a cargo netting breaks loose and a barrel starts to roll out and bounces across the deck towards the 3 of you. Give me a mobility roll.
Are we doing it as a group roll or each of us?
We can do it as a group roll.
Okay.
When you face a challenge together with other PCs, don't roll dice separately. Instead, you choose who among you is best suited, and others may help them.
It's 6 dice for me.
Wow. You're very agile. Then go for it, I think.
And I'm willing to jump to everyone else's help. So
Yeah, go for it.
I'm here to help. That's why they sent me, is to make sure I helped. 2 successes.
All right. So that even gets you a stunt if you want. Stunts on mobility are you can give a success to another PC in the same situation as you. You gain a +1 modification to a later skill roll related to this one, or you impress someone.
That one's always funny to me.
So giving a success, that's for future use, correct?
It related to this. So this is kind of a one-time reaction kind of roll, so probably not the most useful.
Right. And my second option was...
You can impress us.
Someone. Maybe Rye, because she's an NPC in the situation.
Yeah, I'll impress Rye because, they've been giving me a hard time really since I got on the ship just because I'm a company agent, but it doesn't mean I'm a bad dude. Like, I am here to help.
Yeah.
I don't know why, they haven't trusted me since I got on here, but I'm here to help.
So the barrel is flying out from this cargo netting and it bounces twice. And just before it contacts Rye right in the head, Wilson manages to dive in and push her out of the way. All of you avoid any major injuries. The ship levels out. Davis comes to a relative stop in relation to the derelict ship. And the captain calls you up all to the cockpit to discuss what you're going to do. So it looks dead. It looks like, this is a salvage mission now. So what do you guys think? How are we going to approach this? We'll probably have to match its movement, Davis. So maybe you could start working on that. And then we have to figure out how we're going to get over there.
That's the easy part. I just think we got to treat this like this is a trap. We can't just assume that we're going in just to salvage something. This is exactly how people get massive amounts of helium. We got to think how much money we're hauling right now and how badly some people might want that. So I say we armor up.
Are Davis and Miller the only ones who've seen this so far, or have the rest of us been able to take a look out through the cockpit bay windows?
She's called everybody up to the cockpit, so you all look through and you can see this huge, big. It's much, much larger than your ship actually, because your ship is just this tug.
It is a Wayland ship.
Yeah.
If it's a Wayland ship, can't we download some records or whatever?
Yeah, it should give us an easier time. It's definitely going to be a safer choice than if it was someone else's ship. We'll know our way around. We'll have records.
Yeah, that looks great. Not spooky at all.
It is in deep space, floating there with all its lights off. It's kind of creepy. So Cham, you're thinking ahead. You're looking up the model of the ship and seeing what kind of information you can find on its structure. Mm-hmm. You flash the floodlights at it as you guys are moving past, and you see written onto the side of it, its ship name is the USCSS Cronus. This is a Wayland SEV M3 Heliades class spacecraft. It is huge. It is very expensive. And you all are familiar with this name. This was a ship launched in 2110, about 73 years ago, and has been missing ever since.
That's not spooky at all.
Yeah. So, Mother just randomly found this and sent us here?
Well, it's regulation if we come across a company asset that's of high value that we're supposed to stop and attempt to retrieve whatever valuables are on board. So it's in our scope.
Yeah. Miller confirms that. Mother's scanning all the time as we're in cryosleep, and she picked up this, and she's mandated to stop, and we're mandated by company rules to salvage it.
All right, well.
A little printout comes out, a printout from Mother. She reads over it and then turns to you and says, okay, so it looks like it was some sort of scientific vessel. So priority 1 for Mother is recover scientific data and samples from the Cronus. Priority 2 is escort the Cronus to Anchorhead or another Wayland-Yutani facility. And priority 3 is save any remaining crew members on the Cronus. But, it's been 3/4 of a century. So.
Well, they could be in cryo.
It's possible.
They could be in cryo, but even that has a limitation for how long you can be in there.
Well, either way, if it's possible they're in cryo, we should get over there and, try to help them as fast as we can. We wouldn't want to be left behind if we were in their situation.
For sure.
Priority 3, Miller rolls her eyes at you.
For sure. Can we download some schematics?
You can. As you guys are pulling up these schematics, what's Davis doing? Is Davis orienting the ship, or is she worrying about something else at the moment? You're kind of stressed. You're kind of twitchy.
I'm pretty stressed. You can all see that her fingers are twitching. She's kind of drumming on the side panel of the ship with her fingers, looking nervous. And she's thinking, I don't know, guys. Like I said, like I can easily fly us over there. That's no problem. And we have the umbilical, so we can make our way over there without worrying. But it's probably been depressurized in there. It's been however long. We should definitely put on our pressure suits. And I say that we bring some weapons because this could all be a trap. And if it's not, then Cham, did you want to use the lifter? Because apparently there's some cargo in there. We might
I
want to grab.
If we can move it. Yeah, do like a docking, maybe get the lifter in there. We can take more stuff faster, get in and get out.
Mm-hmm. Does the lifter go through the umbilical?
No, that goes through like a exterior hatch from your cargo area.
Okay.
Then you'd have to get in through like their bay door as well.
Okay. Well, let's just check it out first to see if we even need the lifter, because that's going to be a whole thing if we need to do that.
So first thing, Davis is going to roll a piloting check to get us oriented and matching the velocity of the Cronus.
Rolled 10 dice, and I rolled 1 success.
Well, that's all you needed. Davis smoothly pilots the ship into place, matching the velocity of the Cronus in its rotation, lining up your airlock with the Cronus's airlock. So at this point, probably want to try and get over there somehow.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We should suit up like Davis suggested.
Okay. So you guys head to the airlock and you look through the port window there just to get a visual assessment of what's going on. Airlock's floodlights flash on, and you can see that the airlock of the Cronus is damaged. Looks like it's been crumpled somehow.
Probably hit with some space debris at some point.
The outer airlock door is damaged and seems buckled from the inside.
So that might not even open. We might need to find another way in.
Do you think you could cut into it with the cutting torch, force the door open that way, but then your umbilical would have to stay attached to it in order to maintain pressure in that room?
Right.
Maybe it'd just be easier to dock it then.
This is how you would dock.
Oh, okay.
He's just saying that to maintain pressure in the umbilical, we wouldn't want to cut open the hatch and potentially depressurize it. But we're going in with our pressure suits anyway, so we just cut that off from the ship and go in.
All right.
So who would like to do a spacewalk?
I think I should go in. I looked at all your files and I'm like the only one who can shoot a gun.
We shouldn't send you alone, though. I mean...
No. We should send, I think, 2 or 3 people in.
Yeah, man.
What I'm saying is don't put the cart before the horse. You have to spacewalk over to the door, cut it open, then you can attach the umbilical and everybody else can go through the umbilical without having to spacewalk.
So someone has to go alone.
Or in pairs, up to you.
All right. Well, that seems like a Cham or Rye job to cut it open.
Yeah, man, I can do it. No big deal.
That would be a heavy machinery roll for the cut and mobility for the spacewalk.
You got this, Cham.
Yo, Ryan, we got this, you guys. Just another day, another dollar. We just like suit up and we, get to the hatch, wait for the signal.
Hey, before you guys head out there, you might want to grab the grappling gun just in case anything happens. Might need to grapple your way back.
All right.
It's a good idea. Thanks, Davis.
Always looking out.
Airlock depressurizes. The light changes from red to green. And Rye also hooks a guy line between the two of you and onto the Montero as you drift out into open space. So we could do this as a group roll too, because you two of you will be working together.
Sure.
Rye's agility is 3 and mobility is 2.
Okay, well, it seems like Rye probably I would be best assisting her.
Okay. 2 6s.
Nice. 1 for each of us.
Yeah, success for both of you. You manage to get your way across to the Cronus and you latch yourself onto a secure point on the outside of the airlock. And it's time to plasma torch. Heavy machinery.
Not a single 6. Not a 1 either anywhere here, but I think I'll push it.
Okay. You re-roll everything that's not a 6.
I will give myself a stress point there, and I'll add the stress die. Aha! Got 1 6, which is all we need.
That's all you need. So with a crack and a hiss, the door opens, venting a little bit of atmosphere from within. You manage to cut it all the way, and Rye helps you move it out of position and just like throw it into the abyss. And it drifts away from you, making you think about just how awful it would be to be lost out there. And you turn in and look into the airlock. And you can see that the interior door is wide open. Covered in scuff and scratch marks, you know that you won't be able to close this door up again until you get the umbilical attached to it. You can see that it looks like there was some sort of commotion in here. The wall is scratched in multiple places by, it looks like claw marks. And there's some damage in here just from decompression from whenever this door was damaged originally.
All right, well, we report all that back. I don't know if we were able to send back like images, but take some photos if we can.
We've got a head cam that would transmit to Davis on the bridge.
Perfect. Looks like we got some scratches here, definitely some decompression issues, but we'll manually sync us up, you guys. Just be a minute.
Miller acknowledges, roger that, and turns to Wilson and Davis. All right, I'm going to suit up and go over. You two are obviously invited, but Davis, if you feel like you need to keep an eye on the instruments here, I'd understand that. Up to you.
I think I should go. I don't know, Captain. You said you wanted to go in. I was thinking I could go and you could man the controls and make sure everyone's behaving themselves here, but up to you.
I could keep an eye on things and radio for you if I need you.
All right, that sounds good to me. Let's go, Davis. I trust the two of us with a weapon more than the corpo man.
All right. Think we want to get a little bit of equipment before we head over there.
Yeah, you want to distribute that equipment, right?
Mm-hmm. Because Davis thinks this definitely could be some kind of trap laid by pirates. The claw marks are definitely disconcerting. The fact that nobody seems weirded out by that is also disconcerting. So, okay, equipment. We got a motion tracker. We got a bolt gun. We got a service pistol. We got an incinerator unit. And we got the power loader, which we can't get over here. All right, I'll grab the service pistol because, like I said, as far as I know, looking at your files, I'm the only one who can shoot.
Shoot well.
Yeah.
Miller will take the motion tracker.
Yeah, good idea.
Do you want to take the bolt gun as well, or do we leave that with Wilson?
Yeah, we could use that or the incinerator unit, just depending on what's inside. Neither of them take up too much room, right? Might as well take them both.
Okay, so Miller straps on the bolt gun and the motion tracker.
Okay, I'll take that service pistol and I guess the incinerator unit, just in case, I don't know, there's like weeds growing in there.
You don't want to leave something behind for me, just in case?
Why do you need something?
I don't know, just in case. Why do you need it?
Sure.
Miller will leave you the bolt gun.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not trying to be a pain. I'm being left here by myself. Just in case.
Have you ever used one of these?
I have taken the course.
Firearm safety training.
Do they include firing it at somebody who's moving in the course? I'm guessing not.
I mean, moving targets.
All right, cool. Let's go.
So you extend the umbilical and Rye and Cham in position, help connect the two ships together. They've already given everyone the warning that the atmosphere is not running or not safe within the ship. So you'll have to be running on your air. That reminds me, looking at the stuff, that some of these items have supply. Because Cham and Rye were spacewalking, using up the air in their compression suits, they do need to make a supply roll. So right now your air supply is 5. Roll 5 d6s and tell me if you get any ones.
1 6. No ones.
6. No ones. You're good. So you still have 5 supply. And then do the same thing for the cutting torch, which is also supply 5.
2 ones.
Okay, so it goes down to power supply 3. You have
Dang.
3.
Took a lot to bust open that door.
It did. It was big. It was thick. It's meant to keep the terrible vacuum away. Okay, so the 4 of you travel through the umbilical. You meet up with Ryan Cham, and you step through into the first junction area of the Cronus. At this point, we are entering sort of initiative. Tracking time in Alien works in 3 different phases. You've got rounds, which is if you're in combat and you need to go second by second. You've got turns, which is like 5 to 10 minutes, usually enough time to like get through a room or 2. And you've got shifts, which is like 5 to 10 hours of, work on something usually, or rest. So we're going into turns here. So you've got about 5 to 10 minutes to go through 2 rooms. You guys can travel individually, you can travel as a group. And if you're looking at the map there, each of those cordoned off doors or each of those individual black areas marked on the room for hallways or rooms or whatever, that's one zone. So you can travel through 2 of those in one turn.
And going between levels, that's like 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And will I know what's going on their end, or are we like in touch over comms?
You can
or
watch us.
Yeah, you would have their head cameras on their suits.
Is it 2-way communication? Is it 1-way? We got a walkie, or
I would say you have walkies.
Yeah, we have comms, I think.
Mm-hmm. So right now you're at this junction. You have a hallway or door to your north that you look at your schematics and you see leads to their mother room. Stairwell to the lower decks is south of you, as well as cryo chambers are to the south here, and a med bay.
Okay. Right. I assume Captain's going to go interact with their mother, so I'm not worried about that. So, Rye, what do you think? Should we go check out the storage?
That sounds good. All right. Down to the lower decks we go. And Rye will just follow you, Cham. So
Perfect.
Cham goes to the stairwell. So that's a turn for you guys. Miller will go and check out Mother, going to the north, and she's waving the motion tracker along.
All right. I'll head up with her.
Okay. And Davis goes with Miller. And you get to the door for the Mother room, and you can see that the auto lock is on it. Kind of peek through the window. You can see there's the blinking data server in there, and there is a key card swipe on the side that Miller swipes her card in, and we're going to have to find their access card if we want in there.
Man, that could be anywhere. We haven't seen any bodies, so where do you keep your key? We could look at the captain quarters.
Well, there's usually one kept in the bridge, in the captain's workspace there. So we could try the bridge. Let's do that.
Yeah, I wanted to check that out anyway.
So the 2 of you begin to start heading back, and Miller's waving the motion tracker back and forth, just trying to keep bearings. And you can see the 2 little blips that represent Cham and Rye off in the distance when you see another blip. Doot, 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 moving towards Cham and Rye. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks for listening to Chariot of the Bobs. If you'd like to support the show, there are a few key ways to do that. Give us a rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcast app of choice. Find and follow us on social media at The House of Bob. Join our Discord and say hi. And you can also support us on Patreon. Supporters at the $5 tier get access to behind-the-scenes discussions and special one-shots. Supporters at $10 per month get our monthly RPG design blog. This year, 2023, we're writing a full mega dungeon themed around the tarot. A whole new, specially themed level every month that you can use for your home games. Artwork for this series is by Shaun Makes. Audio production and sound design is by Astronomic Audio. Music for this series is by Duke Albert. Roll on.
The 3 of you... Oh, I have to introduce you guys. You are just awakening from hypersleep, ready to deliver your goods to the colony of Sutter's world. And we see... Yeah. Oop. Oh my gosh. Accidents happen when you're trying to do things live. And the door opens. You see stuff.
Oh, that's my favorite thing to see.
No. Not stuff.
Rye, what do you think? Should we go check out the storage?
Oh, I'm right.